Cez, first of all, how was your vacation?
You know, it's good to reset once a year.
Yep. Yes.
And really go inward because, you know, as you can see, how do you deal with all these evil things in the world? You have to go inward.
You have
Self-care,
to decompress.
very important.
Yes.
Because it really is stressful paying
Yes.
attention to everything going on.
True.
But yes, thank you so much, Cez. Thank you, Pawi.
Thank
so
you.
nice seeing you again, Cez.
Well, thank you again to the ladies of the big story. Tonight, we've got Alas Filipinas men making their debut in the FIVB Men's World Championship happening right here in Manila, plus a rundown of the tournament's lineup of games this weekend.
And we've got a preview of the EuroBasket semifinals.
I'm Jot Sulit, sitting in for Andre Felix.
And I'm Chas Caliton Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy. Deep it. Mr. Moves puts it on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuffing another one. Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the point.
Debut for Alas Filipinas in the 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship. The men's national volleyball team bowed to world number 43 Tunisia in straight sets, 25-13, 25-17, 25-23. This was the Philippines' first match in the history of the FIVB Men's World Championship. The Tunisians improving their chances of making it to the round of 16, where only the top two teams in each pool will advance to the next round. Alas men will try again on Tuesday, September 16, when they face world number 23, Egypt.
The 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship will run for 2 weeks. What else can fans expect from the biggest edition in the tournament's history? Alas Filipinas women's setter Julia Coronel joined starting lineup to talk about the level of volleyball that we'll be seeing from the global tilt. Let's watch this.
I think they're also very excited to see these players here once again, especially yung mga fan favorites, mga Japan team. Makikita na naman nila yung mga favorite players nila dito maglalaro. And of course, our very own Alas Filipinas men's national team. Ako personally, very excited ako na makita rin silang makalaro kasi, you know, they've been preparing for this competition for the past year as well. Like, as soon as the preparations kicked off, they also started their preparations with their training camps, international training camps. And so, yun, we're all looking forward to see how they'll be able to perform as a team and how they'll be able to level up also as pag nakalaban nila tong mga teams na to. I think it really is just a different level of volleyball. That's probably the best way to describe it. Iba-iba talaga because syempre nandyan yung speed, yung height, it's different from what we're used to seeing here in the country. Obviously, with also syempre yung height natin, it's really different when we're going up against stronger teams, different builds. So, you know, they have different styles of playing. And so that's something that we also have to adapt to. Syempre, based on personal experience, ganun din yung natutunan ko when I joined the national team last year. So it really gave me a whole new perspective on the game itself.
Well, even before Alas men took the court, a grand opening ceremony lit up the Mall of Asia Arena earlier this afternoon. The festivities began with a colorful cultural presentation from the Ramon Abusan Folkloric Group. This was followed by welcome remarks from PSC Chairman Pato Gregorio and FIVB President Fabio Azevedo, who praised the country for hosting the world's best in volleyball. The show also featured performances from Buganda drumline and dancers, P-pop girl group G22, and singer-songwriter Karencita, who sang Electrify, the tournament's official anthem. There was also a parade of flags from all 32 nations, underscoring the magnitude of the event. The highlight came when K-pop group Boy Next Door took the stage, sending the crowd into a frenzy. President Bongbong Marcos alongside First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos then led the ceremonial serve before the opening match between the Philippines and Tunisia. The 17-day tournament will take place until September 28 with matches split between Moa Arena and Smart Araneta Coliseum.
We've got more on the FIVB Men's World Championship later on. For now, let's talk about Alex Ayala as she looks to continue her dominant run at the Sao Paulo Open in Brazil. She will face fellow Southeast Asian Janice Chen of Indonesia later at midnight. Like Ayala, Chen made history at the US Open by becoming the first woman for her country to win a Grand Slam match since 2004. The two have never met at the professional level, but they've faced each other 3 times as juniors from 2018 to 2019, with Ayala winning twice. Ayala comes in as the higher-ranked player at world number 61, while Chen is currently at rank 130, her career high. But Chen has more wins and has a better winning percentage as far as this year is concerned. Chen was victorious in 59 of 70 matches in 2025, while Ayala has 32 wins out of 51 matches. Coming up, the 2025 EuroBasket is down to the last 4 teams. A look ahead to the matchups when play-by-play returns right here on One News.
And we're back. Thanks for joining us here on Play by Play. Our top story tonight, of course, it's Alas Pilipinas men's debut at the FIVB World Championship. It was a bittersweet first match, though, as the Philippines just lost to world number 43 squad in straight sets.
Mobile journalist Denise Valdez-Sancho now joins us live from the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay. Denise, can you please tell us more about that match?
Yes, Jut Cheska, it's world number 43 team Tunisia, who took over the first match of the historic FIVB World Championships against host country Alas Pilipinas in a sweep. Tunisia raced to a massive 12-1 start in the first set before completing a 13-25 blowout. But Team Philippines showed a much better outing come set 2 and 3, giving fans a bit more hope to take the games to set 4. But Alas Pilipinas even took an early lead in the third with back-to-back aces by Brian Bagunas to make it 6-4. Leo Rudiales and Kim Malabunga added intensity to the match to make it 13-12, and eventually the Philippines tied the match 22-all. But Tunisia immediately answered back and sealed the win. Final score 13-25, 17-25, 23-25. Prior to the opening match, the tourney was opened with performances by Filipino girl group G22, Karencita, and K-pop group Boy Next Door. The president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., was also present to lead the ceremonial serve. PSC Chairman Patrick Gregorio, FIVB President Fabio Azevedo, and POC Chairman Bambol Tolentino were also present. Jut Cheska, aside from Tunisia, Las Filipinas will also be facing Pool A teams, world number 13 Iran and world number 23 Egypt next week for the pool phase of the tournament. Cheska, Jut.
All right, thank you so much, Denise. That was mobile journalist Denise Valdez-Sancho reporting to us live from Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay.
It's going to be an action-packed weekend at the FIVB Men's World Championship.
That's right, a whopping 15 games are on tap across 2 venues. Tomorrow's lineup will feature Pools D and E at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay, as well as Pools G and B at the Smart Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City. Games begin at 10 a.m. with USA versus Colombia in Pool D. At 10:30 a.m., it's Canada against Libya in Pool G. Then at 1:30 p.m., it's Cuba versus Portugal in Pool D. At 2 p.m., fan favorite Japan meets Turkey in Pool G. At 5:30 p.m., Germany battles Bulgaria in Pool E. At 6 p.m., the Netherlands take on Qatar in Pool B. And to close out the day, we've got Slovenia facing Chile in Pool E at 9 p.m. And finally, it's world number 1 Poland against Romania in Pool B at 9:30 p.m.
On Sunday, the MOA Arena will host Pools A and H, while the Big Dome welcomes Pools C and F. The first match is between Argentina and Finland in Pool C at 10:30 in the morning, followed by Iran and Egypt in Pool A at 1:30 p.m. Then it's Ukraine and Belgium's turn in Pool F at 2 p.m., followed by Serbia and Czechia in Pool H at 5:30 p.m. The last 3 matches will feature France and South Korea in Pool C at 6 p.m., Brazil and China in Pool H at 9 p.m., and finally, reigning champion Italy goes up against Algeria in Pool F at 9:30 p.m. You can catch the games live via the Pilipinas Live app. Select games will also air live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, RPTV, Signal Play, and Signal Super.
Moving on to some basketball news, the FIBA EuroBasket semis tip off in less than 2 hours, with the undefeated Germany taking on the upset-seeking Finland. The game begins at 10 p.m. Philippine time. The Germans are gunning for their first EuroBasket Finals appearance since 2005, but they're facing a Finnish team that stunned tournament favorite Serbia in the round of 16. Finland hopes to finally make it to the EuroBasket Championship round for the first time in its history. Germany does have the advantage in point production. They average almost 102 points per contest against Finland's 87. Germany also blew out Finland by 30 points in the group phase.
As for the other half of the EuroBasket semis, you'll have to stay up real late to catch that live. Greece and Turkey will go head-to-head at 2 a.m. Saturday Philippine time. count on Greece to lean on former NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo once again. He's been an unstoppable force in the tournament, averaging almost 30 points, 9 rebounds, and at least 3 assists per game. But Turkey is the only other undefeated team in the tournament. And that's thanks in part to Alperen Şengün, who's been posting 21 markers, almost 11 boards, and 7 assists per contest. Head-to-head, Greece has won 11 of its 14 previous games against Turkey. Greece last made the EuroBasket finals 20 years ago when it went on to win the championship. Turkey is looking to get past the semis for the first time since 2001. You can catch the action in the EuroBasket until the finals on One Sports and the Pilipinas Live app.
In other basketball news, veteran NBA guard Landry Shamet agrees to return to the New York Knicks. The 28-year-old free agent has come to terms with the Knicks on a one-year deal, putting him in position to play his 8th NBA season with New York. Shamet appeared in 50 games for the Big Apple last season, averaging close to 6 points per contest. Shamet's calling card has always been his shooting from deep, hitting threes on a 38% clip.
Meanwhile, 7-time PBA All-Star Terrence Romeo returns to 3x3 basketball after 10 long years. The 33-year-old guard will play for Manila Melmac, who will be competing in the upcoming FIBA 3x3 Manila Challenger. Romeo will team up with veteran 3x3 cager Mac Talio, Abdul Sawat, and Henry Iloca. Chico Laneta will coach the squad as it guns for a slot in the Macau Masters this October. The FIBA 3x3 Manila Challenger is scheduled for September 20 to 21 at the Ayala Mall's Manila Bay. The last time Romeo played 3x3 was when he suited up for Manila West in the FIBA 3x3 World Tour. Coming up, a touch of Filipino culture from Team USA. Star middle blocker
Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Volleyball star Maddie Madayag remains open to playing overseas again. A few months ago, she came home after a stint in Japan with the Kurobe Aqua Fairies. Madayag sat down with Boom Gonzalez on starting lineup to talk about the experience and where she is mentally after recovering from 2 major injuries. Watch this.
I did not expect to get an invitation anymore since I tore my ACL twice. Like my
Not to
left
the
and
show,
right.
To Japan. You
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever be invited again.
After the injuries.
Kasi in my head, I was like, baka di ko na kaya makipagsabayan. Kasi, you know, I'm more careful with my movements and everything.
course.
Kasi it happened twice.
Right.
So, ayun, I was really surprised when I got the invitation. And my agent was like, are you interested? And in my head, I was like, is this real? Parang kaya ko ba? Kaya ko ba talaga? And then when I told my parents, they were very, you know, parents, grabe yung bilib nila sa'yo. So, go sila ng go. And then, I think that's what pushed me also na they believed in me, na kaya ko. I would cry every day before practice, after practice, I would cry. So, parang I was adjusting to the system, I was lonely, wala akong makausap. So,
Right.
parang yung feeling ko lang talaga, okay, sige, para sa'yo yan. Like, you
How long
wouldn't
did that-
be
Sorry, go ahead.
You wouldn't be in that situation if he knew you
Right.
could
you
handle,
can handle
it.
it. Yeah.
So, I think mga a month or 2.
Wow. Before you baga, really adjusted to just the depression. We're not even talking about the volleyball
Yeah.
yet. Just the situation. Is there any plan to go back?
Siguro, if I'd get another offer, yeah,
You would.
definitely, I'll take
In
it.
a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
The level is very different. Mas nakaka-build up ng confidence knowing na I was able to keep up with that kind of level.
Are you healthy? We always want to know,
Yeah.
are you 100%? Everything's okay regardless of any part of
Maybe
your
I'm
body?
at 80%.
Oh, why are you
Yeah.
at 80% now?
Wala lang, I feel like
Conditioning ba to or not naman health? Or
not naman health.
Not
I just
injury.
feel no, not injury. Just like how I'm playing, I feel like I'm not 100% yet.
bakit?
Well, coming from Japan,
Pahinga.
I took a break.
A
So,
well-deserved one.
bumalik pa ako na slowly
Right.
sa alas, dahan-dahan pa.
Okay.
And I had minor issues, but we were able to, you know, fix it naman. But yeah, I feel like I'm not there yet
Yeah.
again.
Are you over, mentally at least, the injury bug?
I will change that. I feel like
Sige.
it's always there.
Okay.
But I just don't mind it. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think about it.
Okay.
Like, I know that I was injured before twice na, major pa. but
Yes.
I think that just adds up to me being more careful.
Okay.
And-
but not to a point where it has changed your game.
No. I feel like it made me more responsible as a player and like mas kumbaga precise yung movements ko because of it.
Well, we've covered a lot of volleyball tonight, and it's been a very busy year for Alas Pilipinas men with these tournaments left and right happening for them in preparation, of course, for their FIVB Worlds debut. So for tonight's highlight reel, we've got Alas men's best plays from the CV League, the AVC Nations Cup, and of course, the Alas Pilipinas Invitational. Let's head right straight to it. First up, Alas versus Vietnam, Leg 1, 2025 CV League. Lloyd Hosapat with a short serve. Viet goes to their opposite hitter, but look at this. The double block formed by Peng Tagibolos and Woods Budin. Alas men seal the straight sets victory 25-17, 25-23, and 25-19. Next up, CV League Leg 2, Cambodia versus Alas. Peng Tagibolos with a serve. Cambodia then goes for the attack, and it's kept alive by Alas. Owara Tamar goes to Leo Ordiales, who delivers that emphatic spike. Points for the Philippines. Alas men went on to win in 4 sets against Cambodia, 25-23, 25-22, 23-25, 25-18. On to some last-man action at the AVC Nations Cup against Chinese Taipei this time. Mark Espejo with the receive. And how quick was that setup? We couldn't even catch up. It was a great connection between those two, Owar Atamar and Peng Tagibolos. Perfect connection. Peng finished with 9 points in that game. Last man, though, lost to Taipei 25-19, 23-25, 30-28, and 25-20. That erased their chances of making the playoffs at the AVC Nations Cup. Next, against New Zealand this time, Mark Espejo with the receive, then head straight to Zone 4 for that combination play, an Espejo special, and that ended the first set in favor of Alas 25-16. That was one of Mark's 14 points in that game, and Alas men wrapped up their AVC Nations Cup campaign on a high note, beating New Zealand 25-16, 23-25, 25-11, and 25-22 in the battle for 10th. How about more Espejo? Last play for tonight, it's Espejo again. A match point, that is, against Thailand. They gave it to who else? Espejo, and he finds a way to deliver from the back row. And Alas men survived Thailand 25-21, 21-25, 25-22, 21-25, 15-12 in a 5-set thriller. Alas completed a 3-game sweep of the Invitationals on June 12, Independence Day. Mark Espejo was dominant in that game, dropping 30 points on 23 attacks, including that winning point. Back to you, Cheska.
And before we go, Team USA's Taylor Averill is winning hearts off the court after showing respect for Filipino culture during their team photo shoot for the FIVB Men's World Championship. The 6'7" middle blocker made the traditional pagmamano gesture, a symbolic act of respect for elders in the Philippines. Averill and Team USA are among the crowd favorites in the tournament. Led by stars like Micah Christensen and Eric Shoji, the Americans are one of the heavyweights in Pool D. They begin their campaign this weekend against Colombia as they aim to win their first world title since 1986.
It's always nice that, when there are sports meets between countries,
Yes.
when they learn of each other's cultures.
I love that,
And they
though.
respect it too.
I love that because obviously, aside from the food, so that's the first
That's
thing.
number one.
Diba? That's number one
Yeah.
because whenever you travel somewhere, you want to try their
Yes,
food.
yes.
But the extra step to
Yeah.
learn like gestures like that, the mano po. Even people asking about why do you always say po and opo?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to explain it to them that it is a sign of respect as well.
And I can just imagine Averill asking maybe a Filipino
Yes.
friend, hey, what's the sign of respect in this country
Yes.
I'm heading to? So you
I love
appreciate
it.
that. And that's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Jot Sulit sitting in for Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton-Calao. Thank you for watching. Happy weekend, everyone. Good night.